Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back with a new video, you guys. I was sick for a while and I will be very honest, I had no interest in reviewing any fragrances. My nose was blocked. I couldn't smell anything, but I'm better now and I'm back with new video. So how are you doing? I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're feeling amazing. So yes, you guys, today I want to try out the fragrance from Paris Corner again. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I will review more fragrances from Paris Corner that were sent to me by Dubai Collection. This decant was sent to me by Dubai Collection, but more on them a bit later. So yes, the fragrance that I want to share my thoughts on today is called Forbidden Sugar. And let me tell you, it is such a sweet and delicious fragrance, but it's also quite a weird fragrance in a way, but it has that kind of weirdness that I appreciate in a fragrance, and I have less than half of it. I have used it so much lately. I have actually even worn it out, so I can give you my full feedback on the fragrance, like an actual in-depth proper review, but I'm trying to make my video shorter. Oh, by the way, I want to ask you something. I would really appreciate if you could give me feedback on this topic. Would you like my videos to be shorter or would you like my videos to be longer? Let's just say maybe when it comes to in-depth reviews. What do you think is the ideal time length for an in-depth review? So yeah, because I have received some feedback that I should make my video shorter. Now I am trying to acknowledge and I'm trying to take into consideration all the feedback that I receive here on YouTube. So this is why I want to come here and ask you, how would you like my videos to be? Would you like them shorter, like my in-depth reviews? I'm talking about in-depth reviews. Now the truth is I will never be able to do like a 3-minute in-depth review. That's just not who I am. I cannot condense the information so much to the point where I'm like, I don't know, like I would feel like a robot, you know, like if I were to come here with every line prepared and anything, I would feel like a robot, and honestly it would take the fun out of it. But I could definitely try to, I don't know, maybe ideally make it under 7 minutes, I don't know, you guys, but this is why I'm asking you, because it's very important to me to know what you want and what you enjoy as well. So if you don't mind, please share your feedback on that in the comment section, and I will take all your feedback into account and I will see what resonates with me and we will make something work. Okay, so this fragrance, you guys, now this is an inspiration of a fragrance from Franck okay. Oh my god, you can tell I'm feeling better now. So yes, this is an inspiration of a fragrance from Franck Boklet, which is called Sugar. Now I have not tried that fragrance from Franck Boklet. I have only tried something with tobacco that's supposed to be similar to Tobacco Vanille, but I have not tried any other fragrances from that brand. So as always, I will only share my thoughts about this one on its own. Okay, now this fragrance on its own, here are the notes. You guys, this is such an interesting fragrance. This is such a weird, like a little bit abstract, a little bit contrasting kind of fragrance. It has something that makes you think of a designer fragrance, but it doesn't fully go into that direction. It doesn't fully go into the mainstream direction because it has some notes that make it more weird. But like I've mentioned in the beginning, a good kind of weirdness. Now, the notes of this fragrance, now look, to me, the best way to describe this fragrance, so imagine this. Take the jasmine from Alien, but without any of the deeper notes, without the amber accord, without anything else. Take just the jasmine, that like cold alien-like jasmine, and take the sweetness, like the type of sweetness from Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. And I feel like if you mix them, this is what you should get. Now, of course, it doesn't fully go into the alien realm and it doesn't fully go into the Scandal field, I would say, but it's like an interesting mix of both. Now, first of all, this fragrance goes through a beautiful development. So the way it smells in the opening, it's not the way it will smell in the dry down. Now, in the opening, this fragrance to me, it smells abstract and weird in a way, but very sweet at the same time. You have a very pronounced cold jasmine feel. You have something that makes me think of the smell of candied violets, because it also smells purple in the opening. Like this fragrance smells purple. Like if I were to associate two colors with this fragrance, on one hand you have purple, on the other hand you have that like honeyed type of color, you know. So yeah, now back to what I was saying. So you have the jasmine in the opening, then you have some like cold powdered sugary facets. You have a honeyed like feel in the background, but in the opening it's quite sharp, like the sweetness is quite sharp, it's quite in your face, it's quite bold and unapologetic. But as you wear this fragrance, it starts to warm up a bit on your skin. That like purple smell, if I can call it like that, that like purple, basically the note or accord that makes me think of the color purple, fades away and it opens up much more. It goes warmer, much sweeter, much denser. The honey accord here shines much more. You have some like melted caramel facets in the background. The sugar now, if in the opening it was like more of a cold powdery sugar, now it's like a warm sugary feel with some like orange blossom jasmine hints in the background. Now this fragrance to me, it's a gourmand fragrance. Now it's not a fully gourmand fragrance, it doesn't smell like actual food, like I don't know, like a jar of honey or anything like that, but it does have beautiful gourmand facets. Now keep in mind the opening of this fragrance, it's quite out there. Honestly, if you are interested in trying out this fragrance, I would actually advise you to give it time. Get a tester, not a tester, get a decant, get a sample if you have the possibility, or if you want to get a full bottle, give it time, because I would be very honest, the first few times I tried it, I didn't really understand the fragrance. It actually took me quite a few wears to fully understand this fragrance and to fully like get a grip of how this fragrance actually smells like, what it's actually like, what's the direction this is actually supposed to go to, you know. So yes, definitely give it time. Don't just try it once and then make up your mind on it. Now I have to be very honest with you guys, I really like this fragrance, even though it's not the kind of fragrance that I would usually gravitate towards, but it's the kind of fragrance that, I don't know, when you're in a specific mood, I feel like this fragrance suits that mood to perfection. And the mood that I'm talking about, imagine this. You're like getting all dressed up to go out to a nightclub. And you're feeling very naughty that night. I feel like this is the fragrance that would pair amazing with that whole energy. This to me, it's quite a provocative fragrance, it's quite a naughty fragrance, it's a statement fragrance, it's very sweet at the same time. This is the kind of fragrance that, in my opinion, like turns heads everywhere you go. Now, it's not a beast mode kind of fragrance, in my opinion, even though, I mean, look, okay, so I think I should give a bit of context. Now, when I mean beast mode, I feel like the term beast mode is, I mean, it should be quite a clear term, but it's very subjective to what you have tried prior, you know. I feel like once you try, let's just say, some like animalistic woods or like some really heavy fragrances from Montale and Mancera, it's very hard for a fragrance to go to that level of strength, to that level of projection, performance, and overall strength, you know. Like those fragrances, in my opinion, are something else. Now this is not to that level, in my opinion, which is actually a good thing, because I feel like if this one would have been too much, it could have passed as cheap, you know, because it's a very thin line between provocative, naughty and sexy and cheap smelling, you know. Now I feel like this one goes into the provocative but like more upscale type of smell, you know. I don't think this smells cheap, I don't think this smells like straightforward, like, I don't know, like $10 fragrance that you get in any drugstore. I think this has something about it that at least to me makes it very special, and it makes it stand out to all the other fragrances that I have in my collection. Now, if you have been watching my videos for a while, I have mentioned that I'm not the biggest fan of Scandale by Jean Paul Gaultier. I find, look, I'll be very honest, the honey accord in that fragrance on my skin, few hours in, it smells like piss, and it's not I don't know, it's not really something that works for me. But with the honey accord used here, I don't get those undertones, I don't get the pissy undertones, I get just that like ultra sickly sweet smell of honey, but I like it. I do love sweet fragrances, so keep this in mind. If you're not a fan of sweet fragrances, this fragrance is not for you. I don't think you will enjoy it, but feel free to explore other fragrances from Paris Corner that are not as sweet, but this is for the sweet lovers. Yeah, and see, I have it here on my arm. Something very interesting about this fragrance that I have touched on in the opening. When you apply it on your skin, it smells purple, cold. You have the jasmine, ultra sweet as well. You have the powdery sugar, you have different types of sugar, or like sugar, not sugar. You have different types of sweet accords in the opening, but once this starts to develop a bit on your skin, the coldness fades away, it starts to get much warmer. I feel like the sharpness, that like very sweet, sharp facet that you get in the opening starts to tone down, starts to mellow a bit. It's still as sweet, if not even more sweet, but now the sweetness, it's more smoother, rounder, like it's not as rough around the edges, I would say. And also it starts to be like a little bit sticky sweet. Like in the dry down I get a lot of honey, but not like the sharp sweet honey that you had in the opening, more like that round, warm, smooth kind of honey, with a lot of sugar, but like powdered sugar, not the kind of sugar that you have in Rosie's Vanille. That is a different type of sugar, according to my nose. You get here some like candied sweet florals, like I've told you, get the candied violets. I don't know if it has listed candied violets, but to my nose in the opening it definitely does, because it smells purple and sweet in a way. But in the dry down I feel like the jasmine shines more, and something that makes me think of orange blossom. Again, I haven't looked up the notes, so I am telling you what this fragrance smells like to me. Yeah, now to me this is the kind of fragrance that you would wear honestly all year round, but I'm telling you, nighttime is the time I feel like it will shine the most. Like you're going clubbing, you're going out with your girls on a date night, maybe, who knows, but on more like of an intimate date night, I would say. You're going, I don't know, you're going somewhere where you want to feel very feminine, but like a little bit playful, a little bit naughty. You want something that's very easy to enjoy by people around you. Now let me touch upon the performance. You know, you remember what I said, that I don't think it's like as beast mode as like Montal, Mancera fragrances, or like any Hindi oud out there. Well, this fragrance on its own, it's quite strong, I would say. Now I was going out with a good friend of mine, and she came to pick me up, and I just applied, let's just say, I don't know how many, like 15 sprays of this fragrance. And when we got to the place, she parked the car and I wanted to apply a few more. I don't know why, don't ask me, but I was like, okay, let me just ask her. I was like, do you think I should like top up my fragrance? And she gave me a look and she was like, no, you don't need to reapply your fragrance. Your fragrance is already so strong that it makes me want to open the windows. So this fragrance, it's strong, you guys. It's strong. It's not the kind of faint fragrance that like fades away after 1 hour. It's not the kind of fragrance that, I don't know, it's like a skin scent 30 minutes in, you know. The performance for this fragrance, I feel like for the price, it's very good. I feel like, now the thing is, I could smell it on myself for more than 6 to 7 hours. But the thing is, when I sprayed it everywhere. I sprayed it in my hair, I sprayed it on my skin, I sprayed it on my clothes, and at the end I did like few extra sprays like this, like, you know. So I don't exactly know where the scent was coming from me, you know, but I could still smell it after 7 hours. On clothes it would last 1 day for sure. I feel like even on the next day you could still smell it on clothes. So if you are afraid about the performance, I would say, in my opinion, it's very decent performance, nothing out of this world. But that, I feel like, you know what, sometimes it's a good thing, because something that I have noticed being on YouTube for, oh my god, for 2 years, oh my god, I got to talk with a lot of different people, and not everybody wants a beast mode fragrance, you know, or let's just say not everybody wants to invest in just beast mode fragrances, because maybe their work environment doesn't allow them to wear those really heavy fragrances. Maybe they just do not enjoy those really heavy fragrances. So I feel like it's, if this is like a body spray kind of, you know, performance, and this is like Montal, Mancera, Mukhalat al-Shams Bashmal kind of performance, I would say this one falls here, I would say somewhere in the middle, you know. So in my opinion, it's decent. Now the projection, I feel like this projects very well in the first hour, but keep in mind, I oversprayed this fragrance. I sprayed it, like I've mentioned, everywhere, and I felt amazing, you know. I got compliments on this fragrance actually, so I was surprised by that. I mean, not surprised, because like I've mentioned, it's a very easy to enjoy fragrance, but I don't know, I got compliments by people who I was expecting. Okay, let's try that again. So I got compliments on this fragrance from people that I didn't think would enjoy this fragrance in the first place. Okay guys, so those are pretty much my thoughts about this fragrance. Gender, oh my god, gender to me it leans very feminine. This is like a naughty woman. Like this is the embodiment of a naughty woman that's very playful, that's very like confident within herself. She's like kind of undressed in a way, you know, she's like kind of everything out everywhere. I mean, I don't know, this is the kind of image that pops in my mind when I smell this fragrance. But if you don't resonate with that image, I mean, I'm not everything out kind of person, but I still love this fragrance, you know, and I still rock it and I still feel amazing wearing it. But I don't know, I feel like this is the embodiment of like a very ultra confident, a very beautiful woman who's like not wearing too much in a sense, you know, and she's like very flirty, very playful, and she's not afraid to shine, you know, she's not afraid to be in the center of attention, she's not afraid to turn heads, you know, she's overly confident in that aspect. So yes, so this is why I say, to me, I don't think I could picture this fragrance on a man, but like I always say, do not give two damns about what I say when it comes to gender. If you're a man and you love this fragrance, rock it, love it, and love every second of you when you're wearing it, you know, love every second of when you're wearing it. So yes, you guys, this is pretty much everything I wanted to say. Now let me quickly mention that if you're based in Europe and you would like to try this fragrance, you can find 2 ml, 5 ml and 10 ml samples or decants of this fragrance on Dubai Collections website. I will leave the website down below. I will leave the fragrance link down below. It is an affiliate link, by the way, and also I will leave the discount code here that I provided for my audience on the screen. If you would like to test any fragrances from Paris Corner, they have a lot of different brands. I will insert here some of their offerings, but feel free to, I don't know, I would highly advise you to start with samples. You might think it's a waste of money, but I feel like in the long run it will actually save you a lot of money, because let's just say maybe you can appreciate a fragrance without wanting to buy a full bottle of it, you know, maybe a 10 ml decant, it's enough. Or maybe you like it but you don't have a lot of occasions to wear it because it's not really your style, or it doesn't suit your like day-to-day life, I would say. I don't know, but it's always good if you have the possibility to buy samples, buy decants. Don't just, I feel like the thing with Middle Eastern fragrances is just because they're so affordable, people buy dozens of them. Now the thing is, if you're lucky and you enjoy them, then good for you. I'm honestly very happy for you. But with Middle Eastern fragrances, it's tricky because, first of all, some fragrances, you can have like 6 fragrances by 4 different brands that dupe the same fragrance, and none smell exactly the same to each other, but they all are in the same scent family. Now, out of my mind, I can tell you about Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. There are tons, like dozens, countless dupes of Good Girl out there. You know, you have Kima by Latafa, you have Bint Horan by Ardel Zafaran, you have Sonnet from Ajmal, you have a lot of them. And you might not know that they are dupes, especially if you cannot find them on Fragrantica. And if you just blind buy a bunch of fragrances, you will end up with a closet full of fragrances that you might not enjoy. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a waste of money, you know. So yes, try to sample as much as you can. I know it can be annoying sometimes, you know, especially because you cannot find samples of the fragrances you want. But if you find samples, I would highly encourage you to get some samples, test them, and then actually invest your money in fragrances you truly love and they truly make you happy and they actually put the biggest smile on your face when you're wearing them, you know. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Dubai Collection for sending me these decants. I cannot wait to test more of their fragrances. I will do in the future reviews of fragrances that I got a lot of questions about them from Paris Corner, so I'm very excited about that. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. If you want to tell me anything, please put it down in the comment section and I promise that I will get back to you. But yes, I will see you in my next video, but until then, thank you so much for watching and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye.